Hello, hello. How's everybody doing?
Hello.
We've got a full table, which is a beautiful and wonderful thing. And we are back. We were gone for a couple of weeks after wrapping up the Shady Dragon Inn campaign, the end of summer, Labor Day, Life, the Universe, and everything else. But we are back. We are kicking off a brand new campaign tonight. Everybody is babies as far as levels go.
I am
And
so cheated because my first campaign I came in at level 10, so I'm not used to this.
yeah. So we are starting off at level 2. We are starting off, you know, finding your feet. Some of you, you all have races and classes, but not all of you know how to use them. Both, in game and out of game, perhaps. But that's okay. That's what this is about. Hopefully, we'll have a lot of fun. And I think we can dive right into it. So thank you, of course, to all of my wonderful players for coming back. I'm excited to have you guys sitting around the table again. Thank you for all of you who continue to watch and support. I have made a promise to myself that I am actually going to post all of these to YouTube every week, probably on Thursday, because I have to give Twitch 48 hours. That's the rule. So I probably do it on Thursdays. So if you don't catch it on Twitch and you can't catch it on demand here, they will be over there. The nice thing about YouTube is that they are longevity. They don't go away after a certain amount of time. They will be there for the forever if you feel like you want to catch up and you've missed something. So if you're going to be watching us over there, thank you, of course, for checking us out there as well. Does anybody else have anything they want to say or do, or can we dive right into this craziness?
I'm cool.
We're good?
Right in.
Yeah. All right.
Bring it.
So, much more grounded, literally, this campaign. Taking place in Exandria. Of course, for those of you familiar with Critical Role, Exandria is the world created by Matthew Mercer and the folks over at Critical Role. Taking place more specifically on the continent of Wildmount. And for the purpose of tonight's game, starting off in the small village of Trostenwald. Trostenwald is a smaller sized village right on the Oosterloch, which is a large lake system in the center of Wildmount. And the town itself is known for its shipping industry, but it's also known for its wineries and ales. That is what put this place on the map. That's why people travel here from out of the area. That's what keeps most of the people that work here employed. There are a couple of family breweries within the city or within the town's limits. There's plenty of bars and places to shop and things to check out. When we kick off tonight's campaign or tonight's game, we're about the same time of year that we are in real life. It's the fall. Early evening hours, little chill in the air. Trees around the city or around the village and in the village itself are draped in hues of gold, deep red, orange, banners and streamers adorning the houses, the walls, the trees themselves. Fallen leaves have begun to build up in the streets, on the roofs, in nooks and crannies, crevices, and wherever a leaf can lie. And what is normally a fairly quiet city is currently quite a bustle. There's a lot going on right now in Trostenwald. You can hear laughter, or those that were there would be able to hear laughter, and you can smell the sweet scents of cinnamon and freshly baked bread and apples and all sorts of warm baked goods and warm beverages as well. Currently, a fall festival is taking place in Trostenwald. And one of the things that goes on during this fall festival is the breweries in town and the wineries in town all gather together to put on this large festival right on the shores of the Oosterloch. As the sun sets this particular day, the sky is lit up with lanterns that are floating into the sky off of the lake to kind of kick off the celebration. You can hear bards playing music and tunes. There are dancers dancing and jesters juggling and people doing card tricks and all sorts of acrobatics. There are booths set up with, fortune tellers and carnival games, children playing games, trying to win small fish or perhaps a new freshly made toy. The three local brewing families in the town are kind of the unofficial host of this celebration. They have their areas set up where individuals can go and perform, and they can showcase off all of their new wines and beverages and drinks for the months to come. It's a way to gain new business from out of town and keep the people in the town working, happy, and fed. One of the particular breweries, the Baumbach Family Brewing Company, is the brewery that's currently showcasing all of its current selection and future selections. The Baumbach family is unique in that when it's not hosting these festivals or part of these festivals, it actually has a small area on its property in its vineyard where guests can regularly come and sample some of these things as well. It doesn't have all the pomp and circumstance that today has, but it's certainly something that has made them stand out from the other families in town.
Can you spell that real quick?
Sure.
I was gonna ask that.
Yep. BAUMBRAUCH. One of the other draws to this particular family is, outside of their beverages, outside of their ales and their wines, is one of their more recent additions to their shows and hospitality. A large out-of-sort Goliath who, listening to his musical skills, would send shivers down your spine. They certainly don't fit what you see visually. There is a softness to it that you would not associate with a group that is typically associated with violence and barbarism. This particular one plays the viol, normally an instrument that you would play while sitting down, but the large size of this 7-foot individual is standing up behind this bowed instrument, playing beautiful music, while people are gathered around, having drinks, enjoying the pastries, and passersby are continuing on their way. Seen walking through the crowd and pockets of people who might be oppressed and downtrodden. For a few brief moments, these individuals are seen as equals. This serves as the perfect place to seek out that which may be lost, or at least a good stop along the way to wherever they may be heading. For one individual in particular, it's a moment of reprieve and a time to temporarily put the burden of seeking things on hold while they can enjoy a little bit of frivolity. Amongst the other crowds of people, a particular mischievous childlike creature can be seen poking their heads in and out of crowds of people, trying to find room at whatever card table would have them sit there. Sadly, that ace isn't coming up for that individual. Most of the people in this town have never seen this type of creature before. They've only heard of them, or perhaps seen a drawing in a fairy tale as they were growing up. And for those who are accepting of the creature, of this horned individual, they are put off by the fact that there is a child seeking to play cards with them. Others that are passing through here might be waiting for something to arrive. Maybe it's happiness, a sense of purpose or being. Perhaps it's an opportunity to seek some revenge or move their personal story forward. Never fitting in, always getting an awkward stare, but only when they're actually able to be seen and not literally overlooked by those around them. The festival is bright and beautiful, and everybody is having a joyous good time. But far, far away from the festival, someplace completely different and removed from Trostenwald, is another place with an ethereal glow and a beautiful carnival and festival all its own taking place. A mesmerizing realm of whimsy and enchantment with all manner of creatures wandering about. Most of the people in Trostenwald would have never laid eyes on these types of creatures. This carnival has lots to offer, from artisanal crafted foods and wares to music and performers bringing joy and merriment to all that are in attendance. But amidst the booths, carts, and tents, one tent in particular, not the grandest, but also not the most ragged, stands out. A small wooden sign hanging above the tent that just says, "Whispers of the Tempest, Fortunes Told." Within this tent, surrounded by gently swaying silks and the subtle scent of burning incense, sits small floating lanterns that cackle and crackle with lightning that resembles a coming storm. There is a piece outside of the tent and a piece inside of the tent, but that piece is broken. While the energy is normally filled with nothing but fun, screams can be heard breaking out outside. Confusion and panic seems to set in. The individual inside this tent, with their curiosity now piqued, takes a careful peek outside to see what is going on, and all their eyes can see are a blur and whiz of creatures running forwards and backwards in front of their eyes. As their eyes seem to focus and take shape of what it is that's running around them, they hear a series of popping noises. Their vision goes blurry. The world twists and contorts, spins and turns upside down. And before they know it, they're in an unfamiliar land. But a land where a festival is going on, nonetheless. Very different from where they just were, yet somehow very similar. And this is where we will pick up tonight's game. All of you now within the festival in Trostenwald. Obviously, you can introduce yourselves if you'd like, but I'm going to do my best to remember pronunciations. Is it Thradal? Thradal. Damn it. And you even gave it to me to hear. Thradal, you are performing currently on a stage with individuals around you, listening and taking in the merriment. You can feel the eyes on you as they look over you, but you've sort of accepted this fate and what it offers you. You do get to play your music and you do get to live that life, although maybe it's not under the conditions that you had wished. Iju, right? Iju, damn it. I wrote that. I fucking suck with names. Iju, you are here. A bit begrudgingly, a little bit
We have a little echo.
Yeah, I don't know where that's coming from.
Okay.
A bit.
Sorry, I'm working on that. We're having some audio issues on our end.
No
Hi.
worries.
My
A bit.
laptop keeps freezing.
Oh, I'm sorry. A bit begrudgingly, a little bit pissed off, but in the moment at least, trying to make the best of a situation. Blending into the crowd because most people here can literally look over and around you. It's not hard for you to stay unnoticed if that's what you wish. Horkrin, peeking your head in and out of tables, trying to get in on a card game here and there. A satyr in a strange land definitely stands out. Your childlike wonder is a bit off-putting combined with your strange-looking appearance to most of these people who have never seen your kind before. Syl, you're here. It seems pretty nice. It's not so bad, all things considered. There's some good food and some good eats. You don't really feel threatened. There's a little bit of peace for right now. No one's on your ass. No one's asking you to do anything. It's your place.
Good. That's good. I like it here.
Squally, right?
Squally.
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 you don't know why you're here. You have just been ripped from where you were to someplace completely different and new, someplace you've never seen before. It's comforting in that it is still some sort of peaceful moment. And you could see that it is at least a pleasant place to be, but it is off-putting and uncomfortable that it happened so quickly and so abruptly. And seemingly without cause that you know of. I am going to kind of just go around and give you each a go to kind of lay your groundwork. You don't have to describe yourselves yet, not until you feel like you want to, or until you kind of come upon your other members. But we'll start with you, Sil, since you're at the top of the screen there. Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff going on around you, and it's not a bad place to be.
I mean, depending on how late it is in the evening, still might be 2-3 ales in.
The sun is definitely setting as the lanterns are taking flight into the night air and illuminating the lake.
3 or 4
Yeah.
ales in.
Yeah.
And probably sitting somewhere or
All right.
anywhere, really.
Beep, how about yourself?
Yeah, I'm pretty much like you said, I'm pretty pissed off. I'm mostly staying out of the way. Like my inside wants to be having fun, but I'm just not really having fun. I'm just like, I've got this sinking feeling that I'm coming into like kind of my own realization of what's happening in my world. And as much as everybody around me is joyous and laughing, I'm just pretty curmudgeon-y at this point. So I'm just leaning against the like kind of post or whatever is around, not really interacting with many people, trying to listen to the music, taking things in, looking at different people. I don't know if I would have noticed like the satyr or the Goliath playing the instruments. Or...
I mean, definitely the Goliath playing the instrument. He's sort of the centerpiece of what's going on right now in terms of the performance that's taking place. Although not everybody is paying attention to him. There's a lot of different things going on at once, but he is center stage for all intents and purposes.
Yeah, so I would have been. I would think that that's kind of odd. You know, I haven't really seen that either. But yeah, I'm just kind of leaning. I'm not eating, not drinking anything.
Okay.
Just kind of there, maybe mumbling a little
Sure.
under my breath.
Horkrin, if you can hear me. Yeah, you're just kind of like popping in and out of tables and looking over people. There are plenty of opportunities for you to try to pick a pocket. The opportunities for you to maybe join in on a game or a card game has sort of been thwarted right now. It's almost as though there's too much commonplace going on here for you to kind of fit in enough. Normally you'd be better off in like a tavern at night where everybody's already had a few and you're not under the watchful eye of large crowds.
Larger people than me.
Much larger people than you.
What, I'm just explaining myself?
Yeah, if you want to, or if there's something you want to do, if you want to try to pick someone's pocket, or if you want to try to find another table to bounce to, it's kind of your go is to introduce yourself a little bit.
Well, I'm a tiny little satyr child. Looks roughly 8 years old. Not even 4 feet tall yet. I'm thinking about pickpocketing somebody, because somebody decided not to let me play cards with them, and I would like to play a game of cards.
That's certainly your prerogative if you want to do a like a sleight of hand check for me.
I think I'm gonna go for it. Ooh, there's an extra circle around it. That's my dexterity.
Yeah, because your dex is stupid.
Okay, so I rolled a 26.
Yeah. I mean,
I would
between
get to pick his pocket.
between the music going on around you, people already drinking, and just the large crowds, you don't have a hard time picking a couple of pockets. I mean, you have found probably in total maybe only, 20 or 30 silver pieces from a random group of pockets. You found a couple of buttons and, a couple of wine corks that people have tried to take. You even found a glass that someone stole from someplace, just wedged into someone's large, billowy pockets. I mean, even though you're not getting to play cards, you definitely are having a bit of fun and opportunity for yourself.
Excellent. I will eat tonight.
Throttle on stage, playing your music, eyes on you and off of you at the same time, taking in this large crowd of people, seeing what's going on. Make a perception check for me, please.
That would be a 16.
16. Okay. I would say that from where you are, you're a little bit elevated from everybody else. The only thing that you see, or something that catches your attention amidst the crowd of people, but kind of off towards one of these far buildings over here, is just a brief kind of pop of light, and someone seemingly appear in that pop of light. But unless it interrupts your music, you just continue to play.
Yeah, I feel like that's the kind of thing that's super common at big events like this. So I probably don't even pay attention to it other than be like, oh, that exists in my life now.
Okay. So then, Squally, you have just appeared in the middle of this festival. You see this large creature, or this large humanoid male playing a viol on a stage. Lots of people. The smells are good. The sights are warm. Describe yourself, at least, what someone would maybe notice from a distance.
All right, bear with me because I'm going to be trying to do this Australian accent the entire game. So we're going to see how it goes. If not, just, treat me like the British accent. Anyways, so I pop into existence. I've got long silver hair and some golden skin. Apparently, I'm dressed up like I'm about to do one of my acts at the carnival, so I'm very mystical looking. I've got the flowy pants and the flowy shirt and all that. And I'm definitely freaked the fuck out. It's my element, but I'm not in my element anymore. And put my hand on my dagger, but I don't do anything crazy because maybe no one has noticed. And I'm gonna look around and kind of try and gauge if anyone has.
I would say that you do catch a glimpse of the Goliath on the stage playing the musical instrument, kind of see you pop into existence just because of his elevated height. But before you're able to really sort of process any of that, you see out of the corner of your eye the same speeding, whizzing sort of blur of light that you saw just before you popped out of where you were to here. It is 3 distinct sort of quick moving, blurred streaks. Make a perception check for me, please.
Oh, this is not what I'm good at. All right. I'm okay. Oh. 18.
Okay. As you're looking at these streaks, you do catch just briefly one of the streaks slows down just quick enough for you to see this very small sprite-like creature that is just kind of running to and fro, speeds up, occasionally slows down, You could see it like run up to people. It like walks up to someone in a crowd, knocks them over, zips away. It runs up on the stage. Make a Throttle. Do me a favor. Make a strength check for me, please. Which I know is probably not hard for you.
That would be a 12.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, it's harder than you thought.
Wow. So,
Level 2.
yeah.
Level 2.
Level 2.
So in the middle of your playing, you catch a blur of light, and suddenly you feel the bow of your instrument get yanked from your hands and disappears. I would say that the rest of you now catch glimpses of these blurs, and there's just sort of this panic that has started to settle into the crowd as you hear people go from like quiet or just merriment to like a bit of loud talking, finger pointing, glancing around. It is sort of like the wave going through the crowd. There's this moment of like panic and confusion as, like I said, things are getting stolen right from people's hands. People are getting knocked over. People are going to take a sip of their drink and their cups are suddenly missing or emptied out. There's one individual standing up with a drink in each hand, getting ready to down it, and suddenly his pants are down around his ankles as though someone has cut his belt. It is just this chaos that has broken out around you. Does anybody want to react?
I mean, I'm kind of chuckling at the guy whose pants fell down. That's pretty funny. Do I see the fraught female that's been teleported here?
Make a perception
Or
check for me.
I assume
Yeah.
female because of the description.
Yeah, make a perception check.
Yeah. 19.
You definitely see someone that you didn't see just a few moments prior. And like you had been kind of eyeballing the crowd overall. I mean, your entire life you are spent looking for things. And that has made you a bit perceptive, even a couple drinks in. And, for suddenly someone who is as unique looking to just suddenly sort of appear in the crowd, it definitely caught your attention.
Yeah. And I'll get myself up and I'll start to make my way over there.
Okay. Anybody else doing anything?
I'm standing pat wherever I'm leaning against, just kind of sighing, thinking not again, and just watching the chaos unfold in front of me.
Sure.
That almost makes me happy because I feel like people are becoming as miserable as I am at this point. So out of everything, that's almost what's making me happy.
Okay. Fair enough.
Did I see
You all
where
know-
the pixie with my bow went?
You did not. You didn't actually see. You didn't actually see the creature itself. You just saw a blur, and then your bow was gone. You felt it get yanked from your hand, so you know something took it, but you didn't actually catch anything other than a blur. What I will say though is now just a handful of feet in front of you, probably at the bottom of the steps where you were standing, where you saw the blur sort of take off, sits a single sort of solitary mushroom that is seemingly sort of just sprouted out of the wood itself and grown to full size rather quickly.
Would I recognize anything in particular about the mushroom, or to me is it just a mushroom?
Nope. I mean, it looks like sort of a very sort of fairy tale toadstool. As far as mushrooms go, except instead of red and white, this one is more of a pinkish and white color. It is larger than you had seen this type of mushroom grow. It's probably almost a full foot off the ground and, just shy of a foot in diameter.
All right. I think then in my anger and annoyance at having my bow stolen, I'm going to take it out on that mushroom by just hopping off the stage, stomping on it, and then I will get back up on stage and resume playing with fingers instead of a bow.
Okay. So as soon as you walk down and stomp on the mushroom, it lets off this little, it lets off this sort of puff of yellowish cloud that radiates for maybe about 5 feet around it. It makes a series of popping noises as well when you crush it. Squally, for you, you recognize those popping noises. It's the same pop that you had heard right before you kind of bamped yourself from where you were to where you are. The rest of you, Horkrin included, you all see this cloud, kind of hear those popping noises over the group of, over all the noise that's being made around you. And someone at the table directly next to you, Horkrin, who is kind of right in the radius of this little cloud of dust or whatever that came off the mushroom, you see their eyes go bright blue, and suddenly their skin turns ice cold. Like, literally it turns into ice. They drop to the ground and just lie there frozen.
That's very concerning. I think I'm going to back away from this. I'm just gonna keep backing away and far, far away.
Another individual that was closer where you were, throttled, so closer to next to the stage, you see the hair on their head stand straight up as though a gust of wind is blowing up from underneath them. And the tip of their hair is just like a bunch of lit wicks, each one with a small individual fire burning. All of you see that as well, because it kind of stands out.
Hallucinating or not, but that's weird.
Do I notice that there's a small child, like a small satyr?
Yeah, I mean,
I am adorable.
once
Yeah, but do I notice that?
yes. Once she starts to back away, you catch a glimpse of a satyr. You would recognize satyrs because they are from the Fae, Wild. So you recognize them, and it's for you. It's the first sort of recognizable creature that you've seen in a while here, at least in this particular area. You know,
All right.
that's a Fae specific creature. I mean, because you have humans and elves and stuff like that as well.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So, but I hear the pops and things like that too,
Mhm.
and now I'm already traumatized because I heard that right before I got here. See, I almost went British. I gotta watch this. So I'm gonna notice that there's a fucking child, and there's all this weird shit going on, and I'm gonna actually approach the child,
Okay.
and I'm gonna be like, "You all right?
I am perfectly fine, thank you.
All right. How about you come over here with me?
Why?
But shit's going down, man.
When you think I can't save myself?
All right, fuck off." And I'm just
I'm gonna follow her anyway,
All right.
angrily.
I gotta find my line between British and Australian. I gotta. Right.
As you start to walk away, Horkrin, Throttle, from where you are, Sill, even from where you're, all of you kind of see the individual that turned to ice and has fallen to the ground. You see now growing directly on the center of his chest is another mushroom. This one, bright blue, seemingly growing directly out of the center of his chest. Again, full growth, full size, just kind of sprouted up out of nowhere.
We all see that?
Yeah.
Did any of us notice that that big motherfucker was the one that made the shroom fall before?
Yeah, any of you who were staring at the stage would have seen him walk and kick the
I
first
was
mushroom.
not staring at the stage.
Is it general chaos at this point?
Yeah,
Like,
people are starting to flee from the center of this town area. And trying to, some of them are pushing into buildings, some of them are just heading down the streets. You even see a couple people make their way towards the lake. Yeah, it's just a bit of chaos that has broken out. Most of the individuals in the area have fled at this point. I'm gonna throw some extra minis on this map real quick. All right, so for now I'm using Callan for you. Hope you don't mind.
Yeah, I figured you would.
Yeah. I'm using this for Horkran, so you're over here. I'm going to use this for Iju, because he's kind of an undead-looking dude. Iju, sorry. It'll take me a week. I apologize in advance.
I wrote it down phonetically.
Yeah, I wrote it down phonetically, too, and it's on the file that's on my laptop that died right before the show. So
well, Matt.
And I didn't have it backed up to Drive because I assumed that the laptop was going to work, and then it wasn't. So there's that. Who am I missing? Oh, I'm missing. What did I put? I'm missing. Oh, switch this to this. All right, and still, I'm gonna put you just on the map, kind of over here as well, for now.
Yeah, that's all right.
So as the town sort of started to scatter about and clear the way, now on the stage, completely surrounding you, Throttle, is these three small little sprite-like creatures. Those of you who are still there in the center of town now see these three individuals on the stage. They're probably about 2 feet tall with like a bluish green skin. They wear like a long pointy hat that is longer than they are tall. Their clothing is sort of patchwork of blues and yellows, greens and orange. And as quickly as they appear, they disappear and reappear again in these blurs as they are running around. All three of them are now surrounding you, Throttle, and attempting to steal your instrument. Like they kind of go up and they try to grab it and they're pulling it from you.
Oh, to hell with that.
You want to know
I'm
what the
gonna try and bop them.
Okay. So I would like for you to, first of all, you can get an attack in, and then I want you to roll initiative for me as well. So how are you? I assume you're gonna bop them with just your fists.
Yeah, like I'm just gonna like smack
Yep.
at him.
So making an arm
Don't
strike.
you dare touch my instruments.
Roll to bop.
11.
11 does not hit. As you go to swing at this thing, it just zoosh, zips away and then zips back. They are all sort of like moving around you. Make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Nat 1 +4.
Okay. So the two of them go
so one?
Two of them zip behind you and get down on their knees while the other one zips off the stage and right backs up and pushes you over.
It's like cow tipping,
Yeah.
literally.
As you fall to the ground and your instrument sort of scatters to the stage, you see two of them lift it up and zip away with it.
I would laugh at that. I would definitely chuckle at that.
Oh, you sons of bitches.
A few brief moments later, one of them zips back into view, wearing part of the front of your viol as like plate armor. He has ripped off part of the front of it and strapped it to his chest with 2 daggers in each of his hands. And his friends are surrounding, are coming up behind him, and they're going to attempt to attack. I'd like you to roll initiative for me. And the rest of you, what are you doing? I'm like, are you just watching this chaos unfold? Are you just letting it happen?
I'm just watching it,
Yeah.
enjoying it in a sense. Nobody's really attacked. I don't really care that they're stealing his shit. It's just
Okay.
this is humorous to me still.
Syl is like, people running by and all this chaos is breaking out, and he's like, "Hey, no, don't, hey, he's kind of being ignored, but also kind of half-assedly trying."
Yeah, as people are running by you and you're like, no. It's like some of them stop briefly
No, you're gonna trip.
and then just scatter. What was your initiative roll?
Oh, I didn't know.
Not you, no, Throttle, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
13.
13. Okay. So,
I was
go-
gonna say, do I kind of understand what they are?
you
Like, do I
I
know
would,
what that is?
I would say that you've seen the blurs before, but you've never actually seen them slowed down before.
Okay.
You know that they're known for making mischief and problems.
Okay. Right.
But you're not quite sure what they are. And like I said, you've never seen them actually slowed down before. Normally, they are there as quickly. They are someplace and gone very, very quickly. It is rare that they hang around for any amount of time.
Speedy little flying fucks.
So, the one that has the piece of your instrument strapped to his chest, he is going to attempt to jab at you with a dagger. And he rolls a 22 to hit.
Oh my god.
I'm fairly certain that hits.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm fairly sure that probably hits too, but you can confirm if you wish.
I have 12.
Yeah. It does 2 points of piercing damage as it just kind of like buries the dagger into the front of your shin. And it stings for a bit. It is unpleasant.
Oh, you son of a bitch! I'm just gonna like.
And it's
that hurt.
it's your go if you want to go.
Oh, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go for one of them. I'm gonna go for the one that just stabbed me.
Okay.
17.
That hits.
2.
2. All right. So 2 points of bludgeoning damage. You bop him right in the
Heavy
head
hitters.
and knock him down to his feet. He kind of pops back up pretty quickly. And you see him like run over to the body that had previously frozen. And kind of just is standing over the top of it, smiling at you just very, very like maliciously. Kind of egging you on. And in that moment, you see him take out his dagger and just jam it to the top of the mushroom. Pop! And another little cloud of spores sort of spread out around him. Make a constitution. Make a constitution saving throw for me. Throttle, sorry.
That 1 + 1.
Okay. So
I thought. Sorry.
you feel what? Did I do something incorrectly?
No, I was just looking at the check.
I rolled a
yeah.
check first, and
Oh,
then
okay.
I was like, "Oh, that's the wrong."
But the
thing to
check
roll.
was higher, and usually the save is higher. It's so annoying.
You feel this warm surge of energy flowing through
Well-
your body. Your fingertips are starting to tingle just a little bit. Squally, what did you want to do?
I want to fucking. I mean, it's a bonus action for me, but I can like do like sort of like wind and stuff, and it's usually to push myself away. But I kind of want to like take these fuckers that are there and kind of push them away, and all the spores, and kind of push them that way. I was trying to do it before
That's okay.
He got.
Is there? That's your tempestuous.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no roll for that. It just happens, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a bonus action, and I can do it. I can push myself up in the air, but
Okay.
I feel like it's more
So what
it's
I
used better here.
yeah. So what I will say is I'm going to say a couple things. So you managed to get it off and push this sort of cloud of spores past the Goliath that's on the stage. Unfortunately for you, Syl, it is blown like directly into your direction. So make a Constitution saving throw for me. And you can roll initiative to get yourself into the initiative order if you'd like.
Do you want me to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a 12 for the Constitution saving throw.
Okay. You feel your
Damn it.
your extremities start to vibrate with this kind of uncomfortable energy. And I mean, you have felt magical energy before in your system, but this is foreign. It's not something that you know or recognize.
Okay.
What was your roll, Squally?
My con.
No. Squally, your
My
initiative.
initiative is 8.
8. Okay.
8.
Okay. So you're last.
Sounds like my life.
Okay. So, that's going to bring us back up to you, Throttle. So now, and actually, before we get to that, the other three of you, what are you doing? You've just been affected, Syl. Horkran, you're still watching. What about you?
I'm just gonna sort of pull on Swally's clothes to get her attention.
What do you want?
Sorry, guys.
No, just like, what?
Are you good at throwing people?
I might be. Never tried.
You can attack them, I bet.
I bet I'm not.
Well, you used wing just now.
All right.
Bet you could throw me.
Let's think about that after you get your initiative number. Because I'm in initiative and you're not.
16.
Okay, so you're entering initiative 2. So that's going to put you at the top of the initiative
Hell
now. Sorry, hold on. So what are you doing? Oh, I'm sorry, no. Beeps, what are you doing?
I will call out to the guy on the stage, because I don't know his name yet, really, character-wise. So I'm
Yep.
gonna just call out and be like, "You want some help up there?" And that's all I'm really gonna do. Or you got this, because I just saw him punch him, but now I see this other cloud kind of going everywhere. Otherwise, I'm still mostly standing pat where I am.
Okay. Syl, are you doing anything? If not-
I'm choking, aren't I?
Yeah, no, it kind of was quick. Like it hits you real quick. The spores sort of fade, but you feel your fingers tingling.
I still feel tingling.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, not this again. Yeah, I'm looking around. Like, do I see any of these things?
You see the one that is holding daggers in front of Throttle?
Oh, it's armed, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So from where I'm at, I'm gonna be like, damn it, and I'm just gonna do a thing and guiding bolt.
Okay. Before you cast Guiding Bolt,
Oh, sorry.
that's
So
okay.
it-
Roll a d20
I
for me.
did it. It was. I don't know. This thing just went crazy. 'Cause you rolled. Sorry. That was a natural 20, and then it automatically rolled all the critical hit.
Oh,
damage.
sorry.
The whole thing went nuts. Roll a 20.
Yeah, just a 20. Yeah, just let me know what the roll is.
that's an 11.
Okay. You go to you said you cast Guiding Bolt, right?
Guiding bolt.
Okay, yeah. So your Guiding Bolt gets off. It fires off. I'll give you the nat 20.
Yeah, it does.
I'll give you the critical on it.
Did
That's
they update this? It works different.
I don't know.
Okay, sorry.
That's okay. So you cast your Guiding Bolt at the one that has the sort of the bit of the instrument on the front of them, 2 daggers. It hits. You could see it impact the side of this thing. The blurring stops. Roll your damage.
Oh, the damage
Oh.
rolled itself on the crit
Okay.
a second ago. Sorry, let me look what it was. Yeah, it was a 24 to hit. It rolled 13 damage.
Okay.
Is that right? Yeah.
Okay. Well, either way,
Night.
Yeah, 13.
just
damage.
literally just a cloud of like clothing and and matter just
Oh.
as this thing just explodes where it is. Give me an initiative roll too, because I want to kind of get you in some sort of official order.
Yeah, you got it.
And seeing that, I'm gonna yell,
17.
"It's fragile!"
What was it?
17.
Oh, damn. Okay, you're second. All right. Okay. All right. After that happens, the individual that was on the ground that had turned to ice stands up, seemingly still completely frozen over, and reaches out and starts to walk towards you, Sil. Until it gets within,
Whoa.
right next to you, and is going to just reach out and touch you. And let's see what happens. 22.
Yeah.
You take 2 points of cold damage as you see the ice from his hands literally leave his body, creep onto your skin. Your skin temporarily turns blue with small ice crystals that form. And as soon as the energy seemingly leaves their body, they just completely drop down to the ground, thawed out, back to their normal human form, and seemingly either unconscious or dead. It's hard for you to tell where you are. Horkran, that's going to bring us up to you. And Iju, when you want to do something, let me know. When you if you want to join
Yeah,
the
I'm
fray.
waiting for somebody.
Yeah.
Well, really, Thrall to say
Yeah.
yes or no, kind of as it's happening here.
Okay.
Oh, when he had said, "Do you want help?" I'm gonna say, hell yeah."
Okay, so I mean, at that point, you want me to roll initiative?
Yeah, roll initiative. Get yourself in the order.
Yeah. 14.
14. Damn, you guys rolled. I mean, compared to how the other people rolled. All right, so you're in there now. Okay, so Horkran, that's going to bring us up. Except for you, Squally. Sorry, Horkran, that's going to bring us up to you. So you just saw this frozen creature that had dropped before you earlier stand back up, walk towards this other dude, touch him, freeze him a little bit, and then drop dead in front of you. And you also saw one of these other small sprite-like creatures literally explode.
So wait, how many sprites are still left? then?
There are 2 blurs that you can see sort of zipping around.
Okay. So I look again at Squally and I'm like, so can you throw me or what?
Cat. I cannot throw you.
Why not? Gotta do everything myself.
So if you want to try to figure out where the blurs are, I'm going to have you make a perception check to see if you can catch a glimpse of where they're moving currently.
That would be a 9.
9. Yeah, no. You just see blurs. You just see blurs moving around. Still, that's going to bring us up to you then. Unless there's something else you can do, Horkran. But you don't see them enough to attack.
Yeah, unless I can see them, like I can't
Yeah.
like dash to them or anything, right?
No.
Yeah. All right, I'm good.
Well, I kneel down, and I'm like, dude, are you all right? And I want to see if this person who just touched me is okay. And if they're unconscious, I'll cast Spare the Dying.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say they were unconscious and seemingly on death's door.
Okay, so I get that they're dying, but I'm going to be like, don't die.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, for now, they're stable and no longer deteriorating. The frost and ice has left their body, and, you know, their skin is still a little bit cold to the touch. Not from death setting in, but from being frozen moments before.
Yeah.
But they are okay in this moment.
Cool.
Okay. Iju, that brings us... Oh, go ahead. Was there something else you wanted to do?
No, it's just look around and get a lay of the land after.
Sure. Make just give me I'll let you give me a perception roll also.
It's terrible. 7.
10. Okay. Yeah, no. You just see blurs whizzing and moving about. Iju, that brings us up to you.
Do I hear them making any sounds as maybe I see these blurs going around?
There's kind of like a buzzing noise as they move. Give me a perception check.
11.
Okay. You do hear the buzz go past you at one point in time, but it's so quick that you can't quite pinpoint it.
Okay.
But you register the noise at least.
But it's the same, and I'm kind of in the same boat, like I would assume, because of that same perception, and I don't really know where they are at the moment. They're just kind of buzzing around.
Yeah, you're not entirely sure where they are at the moment.
Okay, I am going to, just in case there's anything out there, or any actual words that I can pick up, I'm going to actually cast Comprehend Languages.
Okay.
Which is a 1-hour duration that lets me understand the literal meaning of any spoken language that I hear.
Okay.
So, I don't have anything to attack with, so I'm just going to cast that and hope that if they do stop and say something, I will be able to understand them.
Okay.
I'm assuming most of the other words I've heard so far have been common, but if anybody else says anything that's not in common, I would be able
Who
to
here
understand.
speaks Fae?
I speak Elvish.
I speak Sylvan and Elvish.
Okay.
I have Elvish
Yeah, I
too.
got Sylvan.
Okay.
And
So,
then Sylvan Fae, come on.
I also have Gnomish.
hold on, let me make sure of something. Let me just see something.
That's a carryover from last campaign.
Yeah.
It really is.
I know. I wish we had spoken Gnomish in front of those automatons.
Which ones of you speak Sylvan? I'm sorry. Okay, so you two, and then Iju, you kind of comprehend.
Yeah,
Anything,
I
right?
couldn't have. I don't think I could speak it. I can't talk back, but I can comprehend it.
Gotcha. Okay. Does that end your turn then?
Yeah. I mean, I want to make sure. I guess in terms of standing, I know the other guy moved over, and I'm not in range of any of those other kind of spores or puffs or anything like that. But outside of that, that's all I'd really do. I'd stand put.
Okay. That's going to bring us up to these other two little sprites. The two of them zip their way up onto the stage. They are now standing at the center of the stage. They are going to look down at the other body that was there prior, the one whose hair caught on fire, and just kind of like point and giggle, and then zip off again. As they zip off, that body now raises up hair still on fire, and looks at you where you are, Squally, and is going to attempt to attack you.
Okay,
So
hold on.
that is a natural 20.
Okay, guys, I guess we're starting this one off big.
Hope you didn't like that character.
Yeah, see, I knew Matt wanted me to play the other character more, so this is how he's taking care of it.
All right.
Hard reroll.
Yeah. So you take 5 points of burning damage as these small little, very pinpoint flames just shoot forward from all the little bits of hair that are on fire and slam into your body. You could feel parts of your cloak start to catch but quickly smolder. And literally, as soon as they hit you and your body, the body just collapses to the ground and drops.
Well, fuck, have I just walked into?
You walked into a fight.
That is going to end their turn, which brings us up to you,
Me and
Throttle.
Asada are already gonna fight. I can already tell.
Throttle, that brings us up to you.
My first priority is I'm going to grab my instrument.
What's left of it?
It's broken.
Wait,
It just took a crit from a guiding bolt when it was being used as armor.
He said
are we
it
not
was
doing
the
phrasing?
side.
Yeah, remember he ripped off the front of it and bolted and strapped it to his chest as armor.
Okay, well then, seeing the crushed remains of my beautiful, beautiful instrument, I'm
I would
sad.
like to rage. Sorry.
I think I'm just gonna. I'm pissed. I'm just gonna hit the closest freaking pixie, and I'm also kind of pissed at the dude for blowing it up, even though I know he helped me.
Okay, make a perception check for me, please.
$18.
18. All right. Roll your unarmed strike with disadvantage for me, please.
13.
13. Okay. 13 does not hit. But you do catch a glimpse of one of them as it whizzes past you. And as you go to swing, it actually like scoots directly under your legs and is now standing behind you, 2 daggers drawn. But unfortunately, you missed. Does that end your turn?
Yep.
Okay. So Squally, that brings us up to you. One of them is now visible, standing directly behind this Goliath. The other one is still just kind of buzzing around like a blur.
All right. Because I just kind of am fucking pissed off right now. I am going to do magic missile.
Okay.
I get 3 of those.
You get 3 of them and they hit.
And so I'm going to start. Yeah, it's automatic. So I'm going to start on the one that is stopped behind him.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to do 1. And that's 4 points of damage.
All right. So it takes the full brunt of your 4 points of damage. You see that it turns to you and just has this like big, huge, teethy grin on its face. It's hurt, but it's not down.
Oh, another one.
Okay. Roll your damage.
And that's going to be... Oh, that one sucked. That's a 2.
Okay. Again, it takes the full impact of your hit, and it's still standing. It's looking a little bit more. The grin on its face is kind of like half a grin, but
Okay. And then I got another 2.
It's half a grin. It's not a whole grin.
it's not a horror
Yeah.
grin. So with the 2, it is it is with that last 2. That's total 8 points of damage across your 3 attacks. It is still standing, but barely.
All right, excellent. And yeah, so from a bonus action, can I just blow it away with my wind?
It doesn't allow you to blow things away, right?
No, it
it's
lets me
supposed to let
go.
you levitate.
It says a gust of air to surround me before or after I cast a spell. Yeah.
I don't think that it's strong
No.
enough to blow another creature.
No,
I let
it's
it.
not.
I let it kind of blow the spores as a direct result of it casting around you.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's going to push another
So-
creature. Yeah.
All right, and I'm just gonna be like, I'm just gonna yell at it because it's, I don't know, it seems like it might be the cause of my problems right now.
Yep.
So I'm just gonna be like, what the fuck is happening?
With its like the half smile, toothy grin, it just kind of it looks over at you and it says, "So much fun, so much chaos. Master will be pleased."
Man,
for those
fuck
of
that
you
thing.
For those of you who understand Sylvan, you understood that. For those of you who don't understand Sylvan, it kind of just sounded a little bit of gibberish. For if any of you understand Elvish, you picked up just the word master, because Sylvan and Elvish are not far from each other. They're it's kind of like almost a root language situation, enough to pick up the one word.
Sorry, I'm like, Latin is the
Yeah. Yeah.
Sylvan is the Latin to Elvish.
So that's gonna bring us back up to the top of the initiative order with Horkrin. So Horkrin, you see this one that is standing now in the center of the stage. It has taken a whole bunch of damage, and there is another one that is now standing, kind of made itself visible, is standing now in front of where Syl is. So-
I want to ram.
So there's
Somebody.
one. I'm going to use for right now. I'm going to use the mushrooms as the.
Just coming in.
Yes. So
Bring him
Horkrin,
is my favorite.
so Horkrin, you are about 20 feet, or you're about 15 feet from the one in front of Syl, and you're about 20 feet from the one that's behind Throttle up on the stage.
I'll go for the weaker one.
Okay, so that's the one up on the stage. So what are you going to do?
I'm gonna ram.
Ram it? Go
That's
for it.
gonna be my attack.
All right. Is that an attack you can actually do?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a melee attack.
It is a melee attack. Okay, I wasn't sure. I know that you have the horn, so I wasn't sure. Okay, so roll to hit.
Alright, that is 14.
14 does not hit. So you charge at this thing, and at the last minute, it just zips to the side. And it's now on the side of Throttle. Kind of just moved out of your way enough to not get hit.
I stamp my little feet on the stage and yell at it. I'm gonna get you sometime.
In my head canon, it uses prestidigitation to have one of those little black hats and a red.
Yeah, like a little Toro. All right. So Syl, that brings us up to you. You now have one of these things directly in front of you. And then there's the one that's on stage. The one that's in front of you has not been attacked at all yet. And the one that's on the stage has taken damage.
It's just right in front of me.
Yeah, it ran up in front of you at the end of on its turn.
I want to take a really good look at it.
Okay.
I want to see this thing really take it. I'm like, what the hell are you?
So again, it is this small little sprite-like creature. If you want to look up a picture of it, look up a Quickling on D&D
Okay.
Beyond. That'll give you a visual of it. But it's a small little sprite-like creature. And I'm not using their full stat block. So if you go to look at their stat block,
Oh no,
it's
I don't
it's
care
been
about
altered.
that.
But
I'm like,
yeah,
Syl is like, what the hell is this thing? Is it
yeah.
okay?
It's got this mischievous grin and laugh on its face. Again, this patchwork clothing, really long, pointed hat, big pointy ears. Its skin color is like shades of blue and green and yellow. Yeah, it's a little annoying fucker.
I'm just gonna be like, where did you come from? You don't belong here.
More than annoying, he broke my instrument.
It just kind of, you don't understand Sylvan, right?
No, just
So
Elvish.
yeah, so it just kind of, you just hear this like chattering come out of its mouth as it seemingly answers your question, and for those of you who do understand Sylvan, what it says is, we came here with her, and it points at you, Squally. You're muted.
Your mic died.
What?
Oh, there you are.
Throwing-
You're back.
Throwing you under the bus.
I don't even know what the fuck you are. What the fuck are you talking about?
Syl, are you doing anything else? Are you attacking it, or are you just standing? What are you
No,
doing?
I don't hurt it. I don't have any.
Okay. So that brings us.
Already a dodge.
Okay. Smart.
I'm like, whoa.
Iju, that brings us up to you. So there is the one that's on the stage, which is probably about 10 feet in front of you from where you are now.
Yeah.
Although if you wanted to actually go up on the stage, you would have to go around to the front where the stairs are. If you have a ranged attack, it's only 10 feet away. Or there's the one that's by Syl, which is probably about 25 feet away from you.
So either of them really, are they both technically in my line of sight? I know he's
Yes, both
up on
of
the
them.
stage, so I don't
Both
know
of them
if
are
that-
in your line of sight.
Okay. I'm actually gonna go after the one that's in front of Syl.
Okay.
So after hearing them kind of talk about their master, that kind of triggers something inside of me, and it just kind of makes me pissed off again. So I'm gonna cast Eldritch Blast at the one in front of Syl,
Okay.
and hope I don't roll in that one. Good. 24 to hit.
24 definitely hits.
Oh, good one. 8 damage.
8 damage. Yeah, so this like sickly green energy springs forward from your fingertips and hits the one that's directly in front of Syl. It kind of like turns to look at you. It's pretty hurt and pretty messed up, but not quite dead. And it just puts this big, huge smile on its face. Like, it's almost more teeth than it is mouth. It's kind of unsettling.
So at seeing that,
Mhm.
I'm gonna kind of say to it and be like, I could do that too, and I'm gonna use my bonus action to cast Form of Dread
Okay.
and just become like this huge. Well, that's not huge, but it's like. So for everybody that's seeing me, assuming most of the crowd has scattered,
Yeah, you're
I'm
the only ones that are
also
still in
less
the
than
area.
4 feet tall, so I'm not quite like I'm like 3'10", 3'11", like gray, dark gray skin, kind of like vitiligo, dark light gray skin, mostly dark with some light gray spread through there. So when I cast Form of Dread, I basically become like an apparition, looks very similar to myself, but more like a knight in a sense. No like special armor or anything like
Right.
that, but it's like twice my size kind of thing. So when I do that, so it says if you hit a creature, I can force it to make a Wisdom saving throw
Yeah, but you would have had to cast Form of Dread first.
Okay.
So as your bonus action first, and then
Yep.
hit it. But you do get the benefits of the temporary hit points, so make sure you roll that and
Yeah,
just
well,
clock it so you have it.
Yep.
But yeah,
So that's gonna kind of where I end myself. Then.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be pissed off at this thing.
yeah. So in the future, right, you would have to cast Form of Dread first,
Yeah.
have the effect on you, because the Wisdom saving throw is really based on being frightened. They're not frightened of you
At that time.
at that time.
Yeah. Perfect.
Okay.
Okay. It lasts for a minute, so if it lasts another round or whatever, then sure. But okay.
Okay. Okay, so that ends your turn, which is going to bring us up to the one that is directly behind you, Throttle. He is going to take 2 daggers and just try to jab him into you.
Blimey.
So the first one is 20 to hit, dirty, not nat,
Yeah, I'd say that hits.
for 2 points of damage. And the second one does not hit. The one that is in front of you, Syl, is going to like run towards you and try to like climb up your leg towards your hand. I'd like you to make a strength saving throw for me.
Oh, that's the worst.
Kiddo.
It is a natural one with a -2 for
Oh
a
my
grand total
God.
of -1.
Hell
So
yeah.
this
Join the
creature
-2
this
club.
creature zips up your leg, right? Zips up your leg, grabs a hold of your hand, and points your hand at Throttle and shakes your hand vigorously, and this bolt of lightning springs forward from your fingers. Not a spell that you normally would be able to do. The tingling that was in your fingers from before quickly fades. Throttle, it is not enough to hit you, though. It goes far. He rolled a 2 on the attack, so it goes far.
What the fuck?
Halo's an aerial shit.
That is going to end its turn, which brings us up to you, Throttle. So you have the one next to you that just stabbed you, and you have the one that is literally hanging off of Syl's hand, that just pointed his hand at you and tried to lightning bolt you.
I'm pissed now, so I'm gonna try and jam my dagger into the one that's right next to me.
Go for it. Roll to hit.
16.
16 hits.
6 piercing.
So as you jab your dagger into the soft flesh of this creature, it literally is just like, what a world! What a world! And grabs your leg, and you feel a mushroom literally spring out of the side of your knee as it drops to the ground and dies. There's now a mushroom growing out of the side of your leg.
I just have a panicked look on my face. Killed something. Now there's a mushroom growing out of my knee.
That is the end of its turn, which brings us up to you, Squally. So there's only one left. It's the one that is on Syl's hand. And you see now that there is a mushroom growing out of Thrattle's leg.
For some reason, I'm less worried about the one in his hand
Okay.
because he seems to be having a moment.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna take my cloak off
Okay.
and I'm gonna use my movement to get over to the Goliath,
Okay.
and I'm gonna cover up that fucking mushroom
Okay.
because it seems like spores are the
Yeah.
problem here. And when I do it, I'm just gonna like kind of poke it a little and like to feel like it's like scab. Kind of like, is it attached?
Yeah, I mean,
What's going on?
it is growing off of his leg. So Thana, you can actually feel like it pull at your skin a little bit. Not in a painful way, but in a like someone is trying to rip a band-aid off of you and it's tugging on your skin sort of way.
Oh my god, am I gonna die?
Does he say he feels it? Right? He feels it?
He
I
feels
can
it,
die.
whether or not he's yeah.
I have created a container around
Okay.
this mushroom, and I'm ripping it off.
So what did you create the container with? Is that something you can do, or are you just doing it with your cloak?
No, with my cloak.
Oh, okay. You can feel it pull at your skin.
I'm not smart. I'm just
Yeah. Take 1 point of damage, Throttle. As it rips away from your skin, you feel part of your flesh come away with the bottom of the mushroom, and it's now sort of like this large open wound on your leg.
large open wound.
Yeah, I mean,
Large.
well, I mean, think of the base of this mushroom. It was the top of the mushroom was just shy of a foot in diameter, right? Or like yeah. So the base of that is at least half. So you're talking about a circle about 6 inches.
Yeah. You know what? I think it's better off you than on you.
I'm just visibly deeply upset, and we're like, why is everyone trying to hurt me?
And I will say that as you yank it off, you can feel the cap of the mushroom sort of collapse under your own strength, and you hear the pop, pop, pop. Make a Constitution saving throw for me.
I'm not that.
Throttle you as well.
No, I'm still kind of bad at that.
17.
Okay.
Natural 20.
All
For
right.
a total of 22.
So both of you kind of get hit in the face with these spores, but it is a much it's a much reduced amount compared to what was there before, and it's enough to not have either of you seemingly get affected by it, other than some burning in your throat and your eyes are a little bit watery.
That's okay. I've had a bad trip before. We're all right.
Does that end your turn now?
Yeah, because that was my action, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna like throw that thing with my bonus action. How about that?
That's fine. Yeah, so you take your
Yeah.
cloak with the mushroom and just kind of like launch it.
Yeah, I'm not using it as an attack. I'm just getting it away.
Yeah.
All right.
Horkran, that brings us up to you. So there's one of these things left that is literally still holding onto Sill's hand. And then there's, of course, the rest of the people that are here still kind of fighting amongst you, whom you don't really know, but at least in the moment, you've all sort of come together for a common cause.
Well, I'm still irritated that I didn't get the one guy. So I'm gonna go for the other guy.
All right, go for it. You're going to ram it?
I'm gonna try.
All right,
I'm gonna try and headbutt it with all 3 foot 11 inches of me.
go for it. Roll your attack.
17.
17 does hit.
Does it hurt my hand?
We'll get there.
Right?
Who bludgeoning damage?
2 points of bludgeoning?
Yeah.
Okay, so Syl, you see the satyr just come charging at you like horns ready to go, and just rams into this thing, bounces it off of you, and hits the ground, skittering on the ground its body. You're gonna take 1 point of bludgeoning damage from like the kind of vibration and impact of where it was knocked off your hand. The one that is on the ground, as soon as it comes to a stop, you could see just like 3 little mushrooms just pop out of its chest. But at least for now, you're out of initiative. The threat is seemingly gone.
Thredal is deeply, deeply upset right now.
He's a sensitive little Goliath.
I'm looking around. Is anybody hurt? Like any townsfolk? Any regular people? Anybody hurt?
I
Yeah.
imagine most people are probably not maybe this group of people, but townspeople that are left are probably scared of fuck as me right now.
So most of the people fled as the fight was getting underway. There is the one that was on fire, who dropped to the ground and is seemingly unconscious and in really poor shape after
Yeah,
letting
I'll
off his fire.
I'll make my way over that way.
I'm still just standing like. Sorry about your leg. And I'm standing there. I gotta practice this accent more, but I'm just standing there.
I'm making sure that I'm far away from the mushrooms that got spawned, but I'm also trying to get the pieces of my instrument.
Yeah, I mean, you can retrieve the part of your instrument. Well, actually, make an investigation check for me.
-1.
Yeah. So I'll say that you are able to find like 3 or 4 larger bits of your instrument that were kind of just busted up. It looks like there's still some pieces that are missing. In one of the pieces, which is like mostly the neck and just the top of the body, you could see that there's a large mushroom that is growing right out of the top.
I'm whipping that bitch far away from me.
Okay, so you just kind of like launch it. It hits the
I
side of a
want
building.
Nothing to do with mushrooms.
Yeah, it hits the side of a building and just kind of little cloud of spores just falls and settles to the ground. Syl, you go over to the other body of the one that was unconscious. What are you doing with him?
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of nudge it with my foot, see how bad a shape they're in.
Unconscious.
Yeah, I'll just go ahead and pop off a spare of the dying, and I'll be like, don't die, Brian, don't.
Okay.
Don't die. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
What about the rest of you? What are you guys doing?
I'm mostly waiting for the minute for my form of dread to die down before I return back to normal.
Yeah, I'll say that in like this time, like time kind of ticks by in those moments, and you start to come out of your form.
I think I would walk over towards Squally, and I would say, that thing said it came with you. I don't remember seeing you here before either.
Because I've never been here before. I don't even know where the fuck I am.
Are
Them
you
coming
that
with
thing's
me?
master? That thing said master's gonna be happy.
I'm not the master of anything except myself. I have no idea what the fuck's going on.
Dejectedly over from where I'm sitting, I'm just going, you're in the town of Trostenwald.
Will you stop crying?
It smashed my instrument. I got stabbed. I stabbed one. I had a mushroom growing on my leg. I'm kind of upset right now.
Yeah, are you okay? You need something?
I need an alcohol of some kind.
That could be
All right.
done.
I still want to know where you came from, pointing at Squally.
Last time I checked, I was in a tent and I was getting ready to do all sorts of crazy carnival shit over at the carnival, and now I'm at like festival? It's not a carnival. Bro, what the fuck is a Trostenwald?
That's here. That's where you
That's here. All right, great. I am not from here. I don't know how I got here. Look at this. I'm wearing all these puffy, flowy clothes and shit. I was gonna read some fortunes, make some money, blow some wind, do some shit. I don't know what's going on.
Well, I can tell you one thing, lady. You didn't throw me.
Who you?
Why?
Look at me. Do I look like someone that can throw somebody?
You have enough wind. I think
No.
maybe you were in cahoots with him. Because you wouldn't throw me at him.
That's the last time I save a child in the middle of a fucking chaotic battle.
I'm not a child.
You're a fucking child.
No, I'm little.
That's a child. I'm sitting down in the middle of the goddamn whatever. And I'm just gonna like read and stare at the ground.
I mean, if these things came with you, have you ever seen them before? Like wherever you're
mean-
from?
Yeah, they're all over like the carnival and stuff, like they're there. But like, I don't look to them. I don't know them.
So if you don't know
like,
how you got here, you don't know how to get back either, then, right?
Nah, man. There was a pop, and then there was me, and I was here, and You're a really big fucking dude to just be playing a violin on a stage. You know that, right? You could be doing all sorts of other shit.
And crying about it. Christ, man. Get it together.
We've shamed him into silence.
At this point, some of the townsfolk are starting to like slowly start wandering back into the center of town. As you know, it's at the signs that the chaos has seemingly died down.
I want to have a moment where Syl sees somebody going for the mushroom. He's like, "Oh no, wait, no," and they pop it and freeze or something.
Okay.
He's like, "Ah, come on."
So,
Hey man, you tried.
so as you see someone go to grab one of the mushrooms that's growing out of the body of the one that had fallen, or where the corpse of the other one had fallen, you see them go and actually touch it, and it does pop and create this small little like. The one individual that actually touched it and two other individuals that are around it all seemingly suddenly kind of merge into one creature with 3 heads. And they are just like panic and dread as they're trying to figure out what the fuck just happened. And it's like an Etten just like arguing with itself.
I think I would exclaim, like, why does everybody want to touch the fucking mushrooms? Like,
Don't touch.
You would think.
You don't touch things you don't know what the fuck they are.
I mean, I've touched a couple things I didn't know what they were, but I digress.
All right. I'm
is there a
getting up.
medic around? I'd kind of call
Yeah.
around. Like, these guys look like they need some help. The ones that he's done
Help!
dying on.
Help us!
Hey.
Will you shut up? Who told you to touch the mushroom? I don't know why I touched the mushroom.
I'm
It looked
happening
like a
for
good
that.
mushroom. Can you eat the mushroom? I don't know. Just arguing with itself.
Looks like
All
the
right.
festival has a new act.
I'm going to glare heavily at Orgrin.
I'd like you all to make a perception check for me, please.
Oh, fucking Christ.
Lloydson, 19.
19,
Dirty 20.
dirty 20,
19.
19,
23.
23.
12.
We are some deceptive ass
12.
motherfuckers.
Okay, so all of you rolled exceptionally well, except for you, Throttle. But you still rolled better than the DC, so you're okay. What I will say is, in the moment of this chaos, and as people are starting to come in, the 3-headed guy is like arguing with himself over like why the one touched it, and like there's still a bit of chaos surrounding that. And as you're looking out over the town itself and people come in, you start to notice, like you didn't notice it before in all the chaos, but there are these mushrooms just growing out of everywhere. They are on the sides of buildings, coming up from cracks in the sidewalk. There are some on the stage. There are some like near tables growing out of casks of ale and wine. Like
All right.
seemingly as though things were zipping around, they were just inoculating everything that they saw.
All right. All right. All right.
With chaos mushroom.
Chaos.
I'm gonna rip off part of my pant leg, and I'm gonna fucking tie it around my face, and then in each one of the, in order, I'm gonna go Goliath, Seda. I don't know the names yet. Goliath, Seda, weird fucking scary dude, and other guy. And in the heads, I'm gonna be like, some shit over your goddamn mouth right now.
I
I'm
will
gonna-
follow suit.
Nah.
Yeah, I got some vestments. I'll take a thing out.
And I'm going to get up on the stage and just yell out as loud as I can. Does anyone know what the fuck is going on here?
I literally
like
would
we're-
say nah out loud. Nah.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, fuck you too, man. Mate. I'm gonna call you mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck you too, mate. There you
Throttle,
go.
as you kind of yell that out, you see now coming like stomping towards the stage is Demedim Baumbach, making his way towards you. And as he gets
Dimmadin?
Demedin, Demedan. As he gets closer to you, obviously you recognize him. He's essentially your owner, right? He's the guy who is currently employing you,
Sure, let's use that
Dimmadin.
word.
generously speaking.
Dimmadin.
And he looks over at you and he's like, "Is this your fault? Did you do this?"
No, they appeared with that chick over there.
All right. All right. This is how this is gonna be. I see this. Frosted World fucking sucks.
He looks over at you, Squally, and he's like, "You're responsible? I'll be back." And you see him march off.
Responsible. I'm just yelling. I'm not fucking responsible for anything in this life. Ask anyone that knows me.
You could tell the Crown's God that.
The fuck is the Crown's God?
That's gonna be the cops.
Fucking Christ! I hate the god. All right, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
I
Bye.
don't think you should leave. I really don't leave.
Who the fuck are you?
Yeah, I mean that's a good point.
But who are you, really?
My name, Zill.
Sil. Nice to meet you. What the fuck are they gonna do? They're gonna be like, this chick showed up with a fucking pop and some fucking fairies.
Well, look, if
I
you
mean,
didn't do
no.
if you didn't do anything wrong and you explain it to them that you didn't do anything wrong, I'm sure that they will understand and that justice will be.
You've never done anything wrong in your life, have you?
Uh,
You've never been accused of doing something wrong when you didn't do it, have you?
yeah, kind of. No.
Yeah. Yeah, see? It doesn't always go that way.
Okay.
I don't know where the fuck I am. I'm about to be arrested for something that I have no fucking part of. I just want to.
I just imagine that running away is probably only going to make it worse.
You gonna stand up for me? Tell them I tried to kill the fucking things?
Yeah, you didn't do anything wrong. I saw it.
You mean anything to this fucking world right here?
No, definitely not.
All right. See, so what the fuck does that matter?
I'm a living, breathing witness.
How about the rest of you motherfuckers?
Does he actually have a bottle in his hand? Did he drink like that in real life? Or in the
I'm sure he probably reached out to just like something that somebody abandoned.
Yeah,
actually,
just
and
started
like,
chugging.
Here's a drink. Yeah.
Very flustered. I'm going, they called you master and you appeared in the middle of the fight. What the
Call me
fuck
master?
am I
They said-
supposed to think?
They said Master's gonna be pleased. I don't know who the fuck Master is.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
I'm
right.
sorry
You know,
that I
like,
don't speak whatever the fuck that
I
language
fucking
was.
took that mushroom off your leg to save your
You
fucking life.
ripped off what's part of my body. My knee's bloody. I'm pissed. Everything hurts right now.
oh,
I
hey,
took it-
Here, I can fix that. I can fix that.
I can at least say that she's right. They didn't call her master.
Took that thing off
Oh,
your
like-
leg so it
I'll
wouldn't
reach-
fucking affect you.
I'll reach out and I'll touch him and I'll cast Cure Wound. And you get
What?
9 HP back.
All right.
I am super not into this town.
Like,
I'm hurt.
You alright? You feeling okay there? Is that better? I kind of slap it on the side.
That's much better.
I can agree with you with not being in on this town. I don't have any reason to stay here.
I'm gonna. Well, the child says that you're also right, so I'm gonna have to believe that I'm sorry for falsely accusing you.
Does anybody do you have any sway where we're at?
Don't look
No?
at me. I just got here the other day. and I'm not staying long. Definitely
All
not
right.
getting stuck on account of you.
I'm a little.
I'm
more
getting the fuck
compassionate
out of
with these
here. Hey, you
people.
want to go with me, creepy motherfucker?
Where are you going?
I have no fucking idea, but I'm gonna at least get out of here for right now.
I really think that running away is gonna make it worse. I mean, they're gonna come after you. It's kind of like begging them to do it.
All right. We're gonna try it your way. And I'm gonna stay right here. And if nobody fucking stands up for me,
Don't worry. We'll take care of him.
Good way to start might be to like tone down the, language around figures of authority.
Yeah.
and I'm gonna immediately turn on my carnival persona, which has nothing to do with my Australian accent. It's very dreamy, unkind. And I'm just gonna be like, is this better?
Works for me.
Yeah.
Why are you doing
Yeah.
that?
Because apparently none of you can handle somebody with strong language.
They're all pussies.
It's mainly the authority figures you gotta watch out for. I don't give a shit what you say.
As you guys are having this conversation, you see Dembach come back with 2 Crown's Guard.
I also just want to point out that nobody cared that I said in their heads, put something on your fucking mouth. I'm gonna point back
I
to
did.
that.
Yeah, we did that.
I said nah.
No, but nobody.
I think
like,
she means. I
It
think she
didn't
means
spook
more.
me.
I think she means
Yeah.
that she
that's
did it in
spooky.
your head versus verbally spoken.
Yeah, I didn't say
Yeah.
it to you. I put it in all your
Oh.
heads.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like thinking. I'm like, I had no idea because I was just panicked the whole time, and I didn't realize like, oh, your mouth wasn't moving.
Yeah. There she is over there. That's the one. You see, he points to you, Squally. These 2 Crown's Guard start making their way over to you.
Hold
No,
up.
that's Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
hearsay. You can't just walk up here and say that's the one. We all know that doesn't how. That's not. No.
Yeah.
Let me
Listen.
talk to him. I'm gonna go pull Damien. Or God, what's his name again?
Damodin.
Demodin.
Demodin. Yeah. Doug Demodin. Yeah. So I'm gonna pull him with it. I think they brought her here. I think I was mistaken.
Well, it's in their hands now. They'll conduct an investigation and we'll see what they say. Crown's Guard walks up to you. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I don't have faith in the Crown's Guard ability with someone. They're gonna treat her as weird, and I don't think like she just popped in here. They're not gonna know how to handle that.
He hears you, but he doesn't acknowledge anything that you just said. He kind of just lets it roll off of him. The 2 Crown's Guard approach you, Squally, and says,
Can I intercept them?
Yeah.
Before they are on
Sure.
their way to her?
"Sure."
Okay. So as they're coming to her, I'd like to step in front of her. Keep in mind, I'm like less than 4 feet. I don't
Yeah.
know. How tall are you, Squally?
I'm like 5'6".
Okay, so you're not super tall or anything like that.
No,
so I'm
we
gonna
are not
step in
Sindri.
front of her though, and I'm gonna go, "Hey, guys, look at me down here," and I'm gonna look up at them just look up at my
Yeah.
face. Hopefully, they're looking in my eyes.
The 2 of them
Alright.
kind of look down at you and they're like,
So what I'm hoping to enact is my Heart of Darkness feature.
"Okay."
I don't know if you have to look it up. I think it's just kind of a passive thing. So, but I'm gonna say this is what happened. You can believe me, right? Looks like you can believe me. She said she's not from around here. These things came in. They said they came with her. Their master was gonna be all happy. She says she's not their master, and I'm inclined to believe her. I don't think there's anything wrong here. If she wanted to fight us, she'd have been fighting everybody. She might be the cause of these mushrooms, but we'll figure that out. Why don't you guys just relax a little bit? Let's get back to the festivities. Just keep things moving. There's really nothing to see here.
Is this a racial trait?
It's in my background.
Oh,
So
okay.
under my background, there's a feature that's listed there.
I'm trying to see where that is.
It's under description for me.
Okay, let's see. A heart of darkness. Those who look into your eyes can see that you have faced under the heart and the traditions of darkness, that they may fear you. Commoners will extend to you every courtesy and their most to help you. Unless you have shown yourself to be a danger to them, they will even take up arms to fight alongside you should you find yourself faced with it. Okay, so
So I'm really mostly just trying to
Yeah.
convince them that things are on the up and up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will roll whatever, like a charisma
Yep.
check or whatever. Persuasion kind of thing.
they look at you. They look at you. Iju. They look at you, or yeah, Iju. Sorry. They look at you, Scully, and a formal investigation will take place. Don't leave the city. 3 days' time, we'll get back to you. You're free to roam about. You're currently not under arrest, although an investigation has been opened. We'll get to the bottom of this, and if everything is cleared, you're free to go on your way.
What's your name, darling?
Charlesworth.
What was that?
Charlesworth.
Charlesworth?
Yes.
All right. It seems to me that there's not a lot to investigate. Do you want to take my statement or any of the other statements of anyone here right now, just in case they decide to leave?
That will be all part of the investigation. And you can see the other one
Okay.
walks away and starts talking to some of the other individuals
All right.
around.
You just said 3 days, so I was a little bit worried that you weren't going to get right on that.
Are you doing something specific with him? Is there like a something a feature you're using or something, or just
Not just yet. I'm
just
just
yes?
talking
Okay.
to him.
Yep. He looks at you and he says, "I assure you, it'll be a fair investigation. Again,
Alright,
you're not
is
under
there-
arrest. We're just asked that you don't leave the city until it has been concluded."
I will not leave the city. Is there anything I can do to help in any way?
I mean, if you have any information about where they came from or who brought them here, if it's not you, that would be helpful.
I definitely did not bring them with me. They're a nuisance where I'm from, and I have no idea how I ended up in the same place as they are.
You see, he takes out like a small book and starts making notes. And where is it you're from exactly?
I usually hang out at a carnival.
So they're carnival creatures.
I mean, I don't know if they're exactly carnival creatures, but I definitely have nothing to do with them.
All right. Well, if there's anything else that you think that would help us, please let us know. If you have any further information about what caused this or any of the chaos that ensued, please let us know. Anything that you offer to us will be taken into consideration to clear your name. Again, enjoy the rest of the festivities, take in some of the sights and sounds, find a place to sleep. Just don't leave.
Can you tell me a place to sleep? I am new around here, and that way you'll know where to find me, because I have nothing to hide.
I'd recommend the Nestled Nook. It's a nice inn. You'll find comfortable bed, some good food. Definitely not a bad place to start.
Okay. Well, then I will, that's where I will lay my head so that you can easily find me.
Very well. Again, if you have any further information, and he looks at the rest of you, any of you, if you have any further information, please let us know. It will go a long way in helping clear your friend here.
Yeah, I got something. Tell the people to stop touching the mushrooms. These fucking idiots.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like one would know, but
I'm sorry, the mushrooms? And you see him like look up and start to look around and like take them in for the first time. Oh.
And our three-headed friend.
yeah, they're like emerged.
Yeah.
What?
You go to look over where the three-headed friend was earlier, and seemingly they have in the time that all this has gone down, split back up into 3 individuals.
Good.
Oh.
That's good.
One started growing on. Oh, see, I just started being British again. One started growing on our big friend here, and I removed it to save his life.
At that, Demodin is like, "You touched my property?"
Oh, weird flex.
That's a
Hands to yourself.
You don't get to own other people. That's not cool.
We'll see about that.
property. Property. And in the big guy's name, because I
Yeah.
still don't think I picked it up. I'm gonna be like, that guy is an asshole, and he had a story to tell me.
Is this something I can respond to in my head?
If you
or-
are the last person I talk to, then you can talk to me back.
Okay, and I don't need like training. I can just do it mentally or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's just say I'm not here by choice.
I mean, Goliath.
This is a story better had over beer than whatever the fuck is happening to me right now that I can talk to you in my brain.
Don't worry, I'll explain it later.
Charlesworth comes back over to you, Squally, and says, "When you get to the Nestled Nook, let them know that you're staying and under part of an official investigation. And you'll be seen to with free room and board for the next few nights."
Thank you so much. I'm happy to do so. I appreciate it.
All right, then. We'll be on our way. We've got people to talk to and mushrooms to somehow clean up.
I found that when I ripped the one off of his leg, covering it up helped a bit.
Good to know.
Mm.
And he walks away from you, leaving the lot of you standing there.
Goliath's a
See,
fucking.
put your faith in true justice of the land, and everything turned out okay.
You're one of those guys, huh?
Sometimes you gotta give people the benefit of the doubt.
So apparently, I have a free hotel room for the night, and I'm going to say this quietly because I don't need anybody to hear me being a fucking Australian asshole.
Hmm.
How about we all get a drink and talk about the motherfucking shit that just happened?
Yeah, I'm into that.
Thro-
I'm coming too.
Throttle, you know that the Nestled Nook not only is an inn, but does serve food. And it's a pretty inviting place. It's definitely a comfortable environment.
How far away is it from the mushrooms?
Well, as far as you can tell, the mushrooms seem to be concentrated in the area that you're in right now. You don't know how much further they might be in town.
I want to be far away from the mushrooms, so internally this rocks. I'm working with.
Yes.
All right, so
I was just wondering if we're gonna shift locale, if we could use this
Yeah.
opportunity to take our break.
Yeah, actually, I was actually gonna wrap up because one of the reasons to start earlier was hopefully to end a little earlier, especially with you playing with us, Matt. So as long as everybody is okay with that, I was gonna try to wrap up in the next couple of minutes. Is that
Yeah.
hey man, I'm down for a cliffhanger.
all right? The Nestle Nook from where you are in town is just about a 5-minute walk. It's not very hard to get there. If that's where you're headed, as you walk through the city streets, taking a look around you, you notice that the mushrooms do stop at a certain point. There were kind of like this tight-knit perimeter around where you were, and it seems as though these little guys were kind of running in and out, planting them where they could, and coming back into the fray. So they didn't get to all of the parts of the town. You do see various people in the town kind of like looking them over, and Crown's Guard approaching them like, no, we'll take care of this. And like, they're trying to like wrap them in burlap sacks. And like, you know, you had only seen the two Crown's Guard prior. There's probably about 10 or 15 that you've seen in total now as you make your way through the city over to the Nestled Nook. As you get to the outside of the front of the Nestled Nook, it is a 2-story building. You could see that it's well lit from the inside. It's pretty late in the night at this point too. Like it's getting on into the night. It's like 8ish, 9ish maybe, somewhere in that ballpark. There is not a lot of commotion going on outside, but the door is open and there is a vacancy sign hanging. You could see what looks like some tables set up inside for food. And if you'd like, we will break here as you approach the Nestled Nook, getting ready to maybe spend some time and regather your
Get
thoughts.
to know each other.
Yeah.
Does that work?
Yep.
All right. So everybody who was hanging out and viewing, thank you so much for joining us for this first session of our brand new campaign.
Thanks, y'all.
For you guys, thank you so much for joining us. I hope that you had fun in this kind of new world, in this new setting. There's more chaos to come. And I guess, try to take care of yourselves. Try not to be an asshole. Don't forget to call your mom. Know that we
Call
love
your
you.
mom.
And we'll see you again soon.
Bye.
Peace out.
Well,